the copy of the glycemic index upstairs, and the glycemic load as well. So a reminder underneath the coffee here.
Yeah. So this is something that I honestly kind of forgotten about. Just kind of took notes on it in my class and went on. But it's something that's really helpful, especially when you're trying to do this low carb diet, this intake, so that we're keeping our bodies from doing too much of the glucose, high blood sugar, all this stuff. It's really, really good for you, and it's going to give you good carbs that you can eat, that your body needs, because these good carbs coming in fruits and vegetables, they've got all the vitamins and minerals and everything that you really do need in your body. But since they're going to break down slower, they've got a lot of fiber, they're just really good for you in general. So, and then net carbs too. I've seen a lot of that on the page. It's honestly never a term that I've heard, but then I looked it up, and it's really just calculating. You take your total carbs on your label, and you subtract out the fiber from it. Since fiber is a good source, and it does digest slower and break down slower, it's taking that out so you can figure out how much carbs you're actually getting that are like bad for you. And it said on some of them too that it subtracts out sugar alcohol. So like some of the examples were mannitol or sorbitol. They're usually using artificial sweeteners, but they're thought to have minimal impact on your blood sugar levels. So when you subtract those out, so sometimes it says carbs aren't really carbs. They're still carbs, but they're just better for you than others. So it'll give you a better idea of what you're really getting in there. Because on your label, it's not going to break it down like that for you, because they don't have to, so they're not looking to. So, and I saw on it was like American Heart Association website or something. It says go for all Americans would be 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day. So that's just a very general amount. But if you're looking for numbers and stuff, that was one that I found. So whenever you are looking at your label, a lot of times it'll list carbohydrates, and then it'll say fiber and tell you how much fiber is in it. So you can kind of get an idea there. Also, so you have good fats, just like carbs, you have good carbs and bad carbs, you have good fats and bad fats. So when you're looking at a label again, it'll say total fat, and it'll say trans fat and saturated fats. Those are your bad fats. Trans fats are considered to be some of the most dangerous form of fats. They're engineered liquids, and you find them a lot in processed foods, and they're put in there because they help extend shelf life. So, you're gonna like potato chips and stuff like that. That's where you find a lot of them, and you'll see some now that even say that they're, I don't know if they say free of trans fats or something, but that's why they're put in there. They're trying to make it seem like they're better for you probably than they are. But what they do is they help extend your shelf life. They make crispy foods crispier, crunchy foods crunchier, creamy foods creamier, stuff like that. And they are known to increase your LDL or your bad cholesterol, and it can increase the rate of heart disease. And then also just a little something for cholesterol, you get LDL and HDL. LDL is bad. The way they taught us to remember it at school was LDL, the L is lousy, HDL is happy, or HDLs are good, it's happy. So if you ever hear that and get confused, it's a good way to remember it. And you've got saturated fats. So saturated fats are mainly from animal sources, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to increase your total and your LDL cholesterol, and they're going to increase your risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And then on your label, again, it'll say saturated in trans fat. So if it says total fat and it's got 10 and 10 of those, you're basically just obviously getting all really bad fats in that food. So then we go to the good side. So when you have good fats, the big terms for them are monounsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and you have omega-3 fatty acids. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, they both can decrease your cholesterol, and therefore they lower the risk of heart disease. And then you can also they benefit your insulin levels and blood sugar control. And these are found in a variety of foods, a lot of plant-based foods and oils. And they both tend to be liquids at room temperature. So if you have a food that's mostly made up of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, it's a lot of oil, so olive oil, peanut oil, corn oil, safflower oil, stuff like that. And then omega-3s are mostly found in fish. You can find them in some plants as well. They decrease your risk of heart disease and coronary artery disease. And some fishes that are really high in omega-3s are going to be salmon, tuna, trout, mackerel, sardines, and herring. And then there are some plant sources of omega-3s as well that are flax seeds, nuts,